Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new review on the Puma evoPower 1.2. Now we're going to be trying something new for our future reviews from now on. It's going to be an unboxing where we're going to show you the boots right in its pristine new condition. Following this unveiling of the boots, we're going to have a play test straight away, but that's going to be after the boots have been broken in and tested to give you an immediate update to how these boots actually feel when you're playing with them and when you're playing with them in matches, of course. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the unboxing review portion of this video, and I'm going to be showing you the Puma evoPower 1.2. Now the Puma evoPower 1.2 is a follow-up to last year's groundbreaking evoPower 1, which utilized an anatomical last together with a very unique downward flex of the sole plate in order to maximize the power of your kick, as Puma says. Now the Puma evoPower 1.2 comes in this beautiful dragon kind of colorway, and it's an update to the original release, which was released in a kind of plasma pea coat color. Now the evoPower 1.2 does actually have significant differences from the evoPower first generation. You will find that the upper is just a little bit stiffer, and in addition to that, it actually requires a bit of break-in time before it becomes softer and more pliable. But even then, it's not going to reach the softness that you got from the evoPower 1. So that's something important to consider. But even though you lose that softness, what you do get in return is a more responsive feel. And that's going to be more attractive to many of the players out there because they found that the evoPower 1 was a bit too soft for their liking. And there was a bit too much rollover, especially when they were making quick cuts and quick lateral cuts especially. Now the Adamlite synthetic is still there and now famous for being able to stretch in one direction but not the other, and you do get the EverFit cage to give you that increased responsiveness even with the more solid upper. The only difference now is the EverFit cage is an external EverFit cage, but essentially it works the same as the previous generation. The gradual stability frame is still there and gives you very responsive feel when you're pushing off. And the AccuFoam pads are now thinner but work the same to give you a solid strike. So right now, let's get right into the performance attributes and performance review of the Puma evoPower 1.2. Now for these performance reviews, what we are going to do is we're going to be talking about the performance characteristics of our boots. So this is not going to be as technical as it was previously, but rather we're going to focus on how these boots feel and perform in play, because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to know at the end of the day. So we'll be focusing on passing and receiving the ball, dribbling, shooting the ball, as well as the comfort, fit, and the weight of these boots, because these are essentially what will make or break your experience with the Puma evoPower 1.2 and essentially all boots out there. So just to give you a quick look at these boots, these are really a good looking pair of boots. The red is very vivid, very bright, and it contrasts very well with the teal color on the heel, and there's a Chinese logo for dragon, and it really just makes for a very holistically and aesthetically appealing boot when it comes to the Puma evoPower 1.2. So now let's talk about making touches on the ball, passing and receiving the ball. Now the question that many people will ask is, will the upper be as soft and pliable as previous generation even after breaking them in? Fortunately or unfortunately, the answer is no. It's going to be a little bit stiffer compared to the previous generation, but as mentioned earlier, it actually adds on to the responsiveness that you get, especially when making quick lateral cuts or even just a straight sprint off. You can actually feel the extra responsiveness that the stiffer upper gives you. The next question that many would ask is, would this provide me a barefoot experience or would it be slightly padded? Now what you got in the previous Puma evoPower 1 in the first generation was that the upper gave a slightly padded sort of sensation, and it was actually a bit soft to the touch, and it was an experience that many people loved because it was a very comfortable boot. For the evoPower 1.2, there's actually been kind of a change up when it comes to the feel of the boots. It's actually because of the extra stiffness, it actually does give you that barefoot experience, and the AccuFoam pads that were previously more softer and less evenly spread out are now actually thinner and they're more evenly spread out across the upper, which gives you a more uniform kind of upper, especially when you're receiving the ball or passing the ball. And this adds on to a slightly more barefoot sort of experience. Now this whole barefoot sort of experience actually ties in with what Puma meant to be the evoPower slant, because they actually meant for these pair of boots to be the most anatomical boot, which means that they wanted to actually fit every groove and every flex of your foot. So in order to achieve that, they actually made it slightly more barefoot feeling, and this really adds on to the entire experience of a very anatomically perfect boot. And that actually works for many people, because what it does is it gives you an experience with no distractions whatsoever, and many people actually love that. Now this kind of experience extends on to the dribbling, where every touch you make seems very natural, and the sole plate is not overtly stiff or even overtly flexible, such that it's actually a perfect blend. And what this means is you get a very natural experience, much like an experience you would get while dribbling barefoot. And really, that is what the Puma evoPower is striving to do. So if you're someone who actually likes this anatomically perfect kind of experience where you have no distractions, the Puma evoPower 1.2 will be a very good boot for you. Now, any discussion of the Puma evoPower 1.2 will be incomplete without talking about the shooting experience, because that really is what the Puma evoPower is marketed for. So when it comes to shooting, does it actually increase the amount of power that you have? The answer to that, in my honest opinion, is it really depends on you. It depends on your kicking ability, and every shot that you make, no matter how hard, depends on how hard you can actually hit the ball. Now that said, the technical additions that are made to the Puma evoPower 1.2 does definitely add on to that striking experience. Because the sole plate actually has a bit of downward bend to it, the rebound that you get when you're kicking the ball actually does give you the sensation of increased power, and that added to the slightly stiffer upper gives you a very solid feeling when you're striking the ball, especially when you're putting your laces through the ball and striking it very hard. Now the addition of the grip tags, which is a kind of something to increase the friction that you get when making touches on the ball, certainly allows you to curl the ball a bit more easily compared to other boots which have a smoother surface, a more uniform surface as compared to the Puma evoPower 1.2. So just to end off our review, the Puma evoPower 1.2 is a fantastic boot and is extremely comfortable. It's actually suited for wider footed players, and it's actually one of the main attractions of the evoPower. As far as the weight is concerned, it actually weighs in at a very respectable 7.2 to 7.4 ounces, which is right on par with the hypervenom Phantom 1, and it definitely provides you a weightless experience, and that together with the barefoot experience that you get makes for a very high performing pair of boots. So thank you for tuning in this time. We hope you've enjoyed this review in this new format that we're implementing, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you like more content. So for now, we're going to be leaving you, but we'll see you next time very soon for our next boot review. Bye bye!